Reese on the Radio. Whack FM.
All right, ladies, buckle up. It's showtime.
What's going on, all you scallywags out there today? You know what time it is. It's time for the world's most hated and most racist online show in America. It's Reese on the Radio, right here live on Whack FM, your music news and talk station. I'm going to let that groove for a minute. I hope you guys are ready for the new year, because I am. I had this thing today. Gosh, I'm so ticked off because now I've got to go back to where it was. I have to go back to where I was, and it was the perfect piece to start with today, and I was setting up the music for it, and then I recognized the time, and I was like, damn, I screwed up. I waited until the last second to remember it, but I'm gonna try to do it. Let me see if I can get this thing set up, because it's not important for you to watch the video. It is important for you to hear the sentiment, because this is important. You've got to know where I'm coming from with this piece. Gosh, you got to know so much about me to understand what I'm about to play. So I saw this video on Facebook, and hey, what's up, Valcine, Keone, LA, hello everybody. You have to know who I am to understand what I'm about to play. So I don't have the video of it, but if you bear with me a little bit here, folks. And I promise you I will make this right. I'm going to go to Windows Capture here. I'll go this way. Okay, there it is. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to set this up so that you folks can see what I see, but only when I'm ready for you to see it. Oh, no, that's not good. There we go. Okay, there it is. Right there. Okay, so I'm setting up this video for you. And folks, what I want you to recognize is what I call hate. It is true, unmitigated, unadulterated hate, what I'm about to show you. And it's the kind of hate that only I can appreciate. Maybe some of you can too. You might be able to appreciate this kind of hate. But it's real hatred. And unfortunately for us, this is hatred for a family member. So apparently there's this guy who's got a family member who's a drug dealer. His family member is out there doing his due, selling the rock cocaine to all the people, and he's making bank. He's making a whole lot of bank. And this guy, who you're going to see in the video, is the cousin. And this cousin, he's not feeling it. He's not feeling it at all. He doesn't like the fact that this cuzzo is making all of this bread, and the family's giving him all of this love. Here he is right here. I want you to hear the hatred that comes from this man's mouth. You have to appreciate it. So it's my little section I'm going to call Hi Hater. And we're going to say hello to haters all over the world. That's a song by Mano out of Brooklyn. He wrote this way back in the days. I actually kind of like this track. Here it goes. Okay, so listen to this. This guy's furious.
My cousin running around here buying car after car after car. Jewelry, just balling. The whole family happy, proud of him, bragging on him. I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying a word. Do your thing, fam. Ball out. Live your life the way you want to live it. But let me tell you something. You better stack your paper up. Do you hear me? You better stack that money up, because you can cancel Christmas. Yeah, you ain't going to be here for Christmas. I guarantee you that. You're going to be right down there in jail, because I'm going down there today, matter of fact, in a couple of hours, and tell them folks what you out here doing. Yeah, you doing too much. You getting too much money for me. You just came home and you already surpassed me. I don't like that. I don't like the fact you got 4 cars and I ain't got none. I don't like that I'm still living with my mama. I don't like that you got 2 or 3 houses and you got 4 or 5 rent homes. I don't like that you be on IG, Snapchat, fronting, showing money, balling, got women everywhere. Hey, I ain't taking care of your kids and you getting away with it. Meanwhile, I'm over here struggling. Everybody see me, hey, brother, what's up, this and that, gone. But when you come around, everybody want to hug you and kiss on you and tell you how much they proud of you. I don't like that. I'm jealous. So since I'm jealous, I'm going to make you pay. Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm letting you know this right now. When I get through with you, you ain't coming home.
Damn.
Ain't no parole when I get done with you.
Damn.
Do you hear me? I hope they give you 900 months.
Woo!
Because I don't like the way you look at me no more. Okay. I don't like the way you dress. You dressing too rich for me. Gucci, Louis, Fendi, Saint Laurent, you wearing all this stuff, and here I am still rocking Echo. I don't like that. I'm living in this van right here. I'm living in this van right here.
I can't.
That hurt me to see you out here living your best life, and I'm not. Boy, I'm telling you, when I'm done with you, you won't see daylight. So go ahead and ball. Do your thing. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, everybody, and this goes for the family too. Keep showing them love. Keep putting them up on that pedestal, because that's going to be bigger the case. That I'm going to be able to present to the police that he one of the biggest fish in the city. Yeah, so keep pumping them up. Yeah, because I'm going to turn him down. I don't care what y'all say. I got to do this. This for me. It's my pride on the line. And my ego. I'm shutting my fam down. You hear me? I'm shutting the fam down. So go on, drop your kids off at school now. Spend your little fucking time with them. They can't read no way in they cross-eyed. But you didn't hear that from me. So go ahead and spend time with your kid. Because after that,
Oh, this is me. Oh, that's me. Oh, that's me. Oh, that's just classic. I'm loving every bit of that. So, we're going to see if we can make sure that we spruce this up a bit. This is the best video I have ever seen in my entire life, folks. Dude is like, I'm jealous. You walking around here with Gucci, Fendi, and I'm still wearing Echo. You have to. That is true and real hate. That is hate. I don't know about you, but that's something about his hatred. It hit me in my soul. It gave me the warm and fuzzies. The fact that he was just angry. I'm living in my van. He hated him so much. he's got to send him to prison for 900 months because his pride is on the line. Yo, I watched it literally, and I was like, my jaw was like, oh, holy moly. I think I love this guy. I got to get him on my team. You need somebody like that on your team. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? That's a hungry. Yes, he will hate on you. There ain't no lie. He will hate on you. He is probably your worst enemy. But you need to get him on your team and motivate him to hate on your enemy. Just point him in the direction of somebody doing better than him. He will destroy them. He's an attack dog. That's who he is. Gildy said, that's a special kind of hate, Reese. Special kind of hate. Sounds like the retarded Reverend Fat Boy John. Airplugs Beckman from Kings of the Morning. It's like, yeah, Valcine, that's the kind of hate. I'm sorry. There are a lot of people who think that they are haters. There are some people who don't think that they are haters. But there are some people who think they understand hate. They don't. Because what that man just displayed was true hate. It comes from a place. You've got to dig deep down in your nether regions for that kind of hate. And I loved every bit of it. So thank you for indulging me there with all of that. Folks, yesterday we talked about Delta Karen. Delta Karen. Delta Karen, who was on a plane, I think going to Atlanta or from Tampa to Atlanta or wherever it was supposed to be a short flight. Was she wigged out on an 80-year-old man who was eating, who took down his mask and started flipping out on him yesterday.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Or over the weekend.
Who invited you?
I'm eating and I can
Drink your up. Don't dare talk to me like that.
God damn it.
You stand your step up. Stand your up. Stand your up.
Sit down, Karen.
Karen?
You're a goddamn Karen.
No.
Sit down.
Sir.
Sit down, Karen.
Sit down, pussy.
Listen, no, you're the
Oh, no, you're the dick.
Do you want the police to meet you on the ground?
What about him?
Mask up. Now.
Mask up.
Put your mask up.
Mask up. Tell him to mask up. Tell him
You
to
got
mask
your
up.
mask down, bitch.
Sir.
Damn. Well, it turns out that we've identified this reckless broad. This is her. She's a former Baywatch actress. Apparently she's been on Baywatch once or twice. I don't know. This is her mugshot. Turns out that she was arrested by the FBI because she assaulted a man on a flight. That is a federal offense. I doubt she'll do time. I'm sure she'll have to she'll pay a fine or something like that. I doubt she'll do any real jail time unless the 80-year-old man wants to really, really press charges. But it's a federal crime nonetheless. As you can see from the photo here, she just looks like a trifling whore. Here, she's a reckless whore. Trifling whore, reckless whore. And I know that sounds foul, but you guys keep calling her Karen. I'm calling her trifling whore, reckless whore. Because trifling whore is because this woman over here was taking her clothes off for every opportunity that she could so she could become famous. Yes, she's posed in Playboy. She's been on Baywatch, where she was pretty much using her assets as a means for her to gain money. This reckless whore, still the whore from her trifling days, still the same whore, is now on there thinking that because she used to be a trifling whore, that she can now be a reckless whore and start smacking 80-year-old men in the face because they won't do as she tells them to do. As you can see, life has not been good to her. I don't know whether or not that may be the result of drugs. I don't know if that's the result of alcohol. I do not know whether or not that's the result of reckless whoring. I don't know. That's not my place to say. I do know that obviously life has been hard on her. Life has been rough on her. She's probably angry, disgruntled. when they say you get into this business of acting and modeling and all that other stuff, there is a disease that will turn this into this. And it's a very rare disease. Only a few people get it. The disease is called irrelevance. And this is what you look like when you're somewhat relevant. This is what happens when irrelevance takes a hold on you. It's worse than COVID, apparently, because it lets you live in obscurity. Wearing a mask cannot help you. You need to have the world see your ugly ass, pathetic face because, again, that's the whole idea. So, yes, there she is. Her name is Patty. What was her name? I had it earlier. What does it matter? She's worthless. And punching a 80-year-old man in the face because he won't wear a mask, who gives a shit what happens to her, to be honest with you. But I just wanted to let you know what she looks like then and looks like today. Again, trifling whore, reckless whore, so that you know. Stick with me for other lessons you've not learned about the whore in business. Do you know that there's a difference between a bitch slap and a pimp slap? Did you not know that? Yes. It's the 45-degree angle and directions. For those of you who don't know, ladies, okay, pay attention. Now, if you want to, men, if you want to bitch slap someone, you only bitch slap a man. You can't hit a woman like this. These slaps are only designated for men to give to other men. So the bitch slap comes from above, downward in a 45-degree motion. Bitch, once you make contact, exactly at the moment when you hit them, it's bitch. That's exactly bitch, just like that. And the pimp slap, no audio or nothing needs to be said. A pimp slap goes in the upward motion like a backhand in a tennis match. That's a pimp slap, upward in the 45-degree angle, bitch slap, down in the 45-degree angle. But it's not officially a bitch slap until you make contact and you say the word bitch exactly upon impact. Bitch! That's how you do it. So you've taught two things today. Congratulate me, ladies and gentlemen. You've learned two things. Trifling whore, worthless. Trifling whore, reckless whore. Big slap, pimp slap. Applaud me. It is nice to teach all of you to do that. As I said, this is to enlighten, inform, and entertain. Example: Gene Hackman gave Willem Dafoe a bitch slap. Yes, in Mississippi Burning. That is a classic bitch slap. If there's, by the way, you have to see it. It's when Willem Dafoe has to pull a gun on Gene Hackman near the climactic part of the movie, and you had to see the slap that Gene Hackman gives Willem Dafoe. I mean, I know that slap connected. That's a real slap. Yeah, it's a good place. Also, speaking of Karens, because everybody else keeps calling this woman a Karen, the Delta Karen. Yesterday, I also educated you on Sister Girl. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sister Girl. You know who you are. That is Sister Girl. Waiting to see the manager. Oh, I ain't taking no mess. That's what the finger's up there for. That finger right there says, please alert the authorities. I'm about to show my ass. That's and the hand on the hip. That's her right there. So Sister Girl, when you see Sister Girl, you know who she is. Immediately. Applaud me again. Thank you, Sister Girl. We appreciate you. Keone says, can't wait to see you give Reverend Retard the bitch slap and a pimp slap in Las Vegas. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Okay, so anyway, much more stuff to get into today, folks. We'll get into some news. So it looks like, for some reason, people are really annoyed about Let's Go Brandon. They're really angry about this. So why are people so upset about this? Well, the folks over at MSNBC were having a conversation about the man who said, "Let's go Brandon," to the President of the United States, prompting him to say, "Yeah, I agree, let's go Brandon." Moron. Anyway, so in saying that, now they are suggesting that when people say, "Let's go Brandon," they're actually invoking January 6th. Listen to this nonsense.
MAGA isn't about taxes. Let's go Brandon isn't about what you feel about supply chain issues and gas. It is the cry of insurrectionists. It is the cry of people who want to violently take over this country and oppress anyone who is not like them. And that's what makes this dangerous. And to the degree that Joe Biden can laugh it off or anything else like that, that's fine. But I hope that we have a Justice Department and an FBI and a CIA that investigates where the anger that leads to these kinds of statements comes through, because these people have already attacked us with guns. You think they're going to come back and do something less aggressive next time if they feel they can speak this way to the president? I don't think so.
Now, I need you to pay attention to what's being said here because, all jokes aside, I've made fun of this whole Let's Go Brandon thing, and that's what it is. It's mocking the president, just like when everybody was calling Donald Trump Orange Man bad, right? People riding past the motorcade, giving him the finger and getting elected to public office, right? People doing parades, wearing vagina hats, where people were talking about that they thought about waking up and blowing up the White House. Remember Madonna? People wanted to inflict violence. People doing Shakespeare in the Park of Julius Caesar in the modern day with a character who looks like Donald Trump with a whole bunch of senators in suits stabbing him. These things were all okay to do for the last president. But to say, "Let's go Brandon," it leads to this. Now, I'm going to chop it up, so I want you to hear what this moron has to say. He's saying that Let's Go Brandon is not just saying F Joe Biden. It's an insurrectionist. It's about attacking people violently. But there's another part that I need you to understand, and I'm going to stop it, so please bear with me because there's an important piece to this.
MAGA isn't about taxes. Let's go Brandon isn't about what you feel about supply chain issues and gas.
Yes, it is. It's about F Joe Biden because he's the one that's causing all of this pain across the country. F Joe Biden means the pain that I'm feeling, F the President of the United States because he's causing it. That's what it means. But that's not what this moron's talking about. He's saying he knows what young people, and by the way, they're the ones who started this. Young people started fuck Joe Biden. Let's go Brandon is what some idiot girl did in an interview at NASCAR. And so instead of just screaming fuck Joe Biden, now people say let's go Brandon. Right? So it's not expletive filled. There's no curse words in it. In fact, it's a very PG-13, if not PG way of telling the president to go fuck himself. That's what it is, like it or not. But that's what it is. But these guys are turning it into something else. But hear me out. Watch this.
It is the cry of insurrectionists.
It's the cry of insurrectionists. Over 500 people arrested. Many of them already sentenced. Some still sitting in solitary confinement. Insurrectionists? You mean people who just showed up at the Capitol building who didn't go inside? Right? They're all insurrectionists. This guy really believes that, but it goes worse. Try this on for size. Listen to this.
There's the cry of people who want to violently take over this country.
We want to violently take over the country.
And oppress anyone who is not like them.
And oppress anyone who is not like them. Unlike this guy, he doesn't want to oppress anyone. Or does he?
And that's what makes this dangerous. And to the degree that Joe Biden can laugh it off or anything else like that, that's fine. But I hope that we have a Justice Department and an FBI and a CIA.
A Justice Department and an FBI and a CIA that Biden can sick on these people average citizens who have a constitutional and free speech right to say fuck Joe Biden. He believes that the weight of the federal government should come down on American people for expressing their First Amendment rights. No, we're the oppressors, not him.
That investigates where the anger that leads to these kinds of statements comes through, because
where the anger that leads to these kind of statements, people's free speech, right? Anybody remember when Busta Rhymes was screaming and hollering during the Grammys about Orange Man, Agent Orange? Everybody was laughing about that. That shit was funny. Now, Let's Go Brandon is an insurrectionist cry to violently take over the country. When? Are you trying to shame people out of saying, let's go Brandon? Is that what that attempt is? Are you suggesting that the federal government should investigate people who may not like the president? What type of nonsense is that?
these people have already attacked us with guns.
We already attacked them with guns now. Where did we do this? Where did we do this? Ashley Babbitt was the only person shot with a gun, and she was shot by a Capitol Police officer in the neck and was killed. Attacked who with guns? What is he even talking about? And who does it mean us? They've already attacked us with guns? Who the F is he? He's not a sitting senator.
Already attacked us with guns. You think they're going to come back and do something less aggressive next time if they feel they can speak this way to the president? I don't think so.
We attacked him with guns? Who attacked him with guns? 99.99% of the people who say, let's go, Brandon, never liked Joe Biden from the get-go. Those of us on the sideline get it. There's people who hate Donald Trump and there's people who hate Joe Biden. It's that simple. You're 100% right. CNN quote, you can't troll the president with let's go, Brandon, and then play the victim. Well, nobody's playing the victim. Nobody's playing the victim. But apparently, they are. They're saying that people who say, let's go, Brandon, wish to inflict violence on him. Isn't he playing? That's the definition of playing the victim. And I'm not suggesting that the guy's a victim at all. He trolled the president of the United States. The president fell for it. The president looks like a fool. And that's what they're upset about. And people are making excuses for Joe Biden. Why didn't he know that let's go Brandon meant F him? Like, why didn't he know that? And then people are making excuses. Well, the White House shelters him from those things that are going on in the world. Really, dude? Really? Jen Psaki even was asked about whether or not Joe Biden had any view on the phrase "Let's go, Brandon," because it was catching so much. It's caught a fever pitch across the country, and the media is scared of it. Because that's what it means. When there's so many people who are screaming it everywhere, and they're screaming "Let's go, Brandon," they are trying to demonize it so much. They need to demonize it so much that will shame people into using it again. Comply or fry. That's what these people believe. And this guy, again, make sure that you understand. He said that people want to violently take over the country, right? That they want to oppress people. And then in the same breath, suggest that we should have a DOJ, an FBI, and a CIA investigate? Listen to that.
MAGA isn't about taxes. Let's go Brandon isn't about what you feel about supply chain issues and gas.
You mean because those are issues and you're just admitting that they are?
It is the cry of insurrectionists. It is the cry of people who want to violently take over this country and oppress anyone who is not like them. And that's what makes this dangerous. And to the degree that Joe Biden can laugh it off or anything else like that, that's fine. But I hope that we have a Justice Department and an FBI and a CIA that investigates where the anger that leads to these kinds of statements comes through, because these people have already attacked us with guns. You think they're going to come back and do something less aggressive next time if they feel they can speak this way to the president? I don't.
If they feel they can speak this way to the president, what do you think they'll do next? Rama's right. It's called Get a Better Call Screener. It's that simple, but they're so outraged about this. Because, and again, look, liberals will always tell you what they fear. And listen, this is something I learned. Liberals will always tell you what they fear by demonizing it, by focusing their attention on it, and literally blowing it up. The guy trolled the president. He said, let's go, Brandon. And they're so upset about this that they're thinking they should call in the CIA and the FBI. Really, dude? The phrase wouldn't exist had the media not acted so dopey. Yeah, you're 100% right. But they're outraged by it, which makes no sense to me. Completely makes no sense to me. Anyway, there's a 911 dispatcher that's been getting some attention in Chicago. Now, this guy is on the front lines of the violence that's happening out in Cook County. He recently got praised because a couple of police officers were shot. One lost their lives, but he saved the lives of other officers. Here's that report. I want to go into this other story now because he's going after Mayor Lori Lightfoot because of her ineptitude when it comes to the violence in the city. Here's the first report, singing praises about this 911 dispatcher.
And we're learning more about the 911 dispatcher who is being praised for his work that tragic night.
Keith Thornton Jr. says he's humbled by all the social media attention he's receiving. His friends say they're not surprised by his heroic actions. WGN's Megan Dwyer has the story.
6-3 inbound, 6-3 inbound, give me 2 units, 6-3 inbound, keep the air clear.
On Saturday night, the fears of so many came true.
I got an officer down, 10-1, 6-3 inbound, officer down, shots fired at the police.
Amid the chaos, there was a calm voice on the line, a 911 dispatcher who is now being hailed a hero.
I just want to make sure he knows that our city is proud of him.
It started with a simple post
Yes, you are,
on
girl.
social media, which has now been seen by tens of thousands.
He's very humble. He has a huge heart. He always wants to help people.
As an EMT and former police officer, Thornton knows the streets of Chicago inside and out.
I want a perimeter set up 3 blocks north, south, east, west, that location.
Saturday night, he was heard loud and clear.
Stay off my air without personal information, guys. You gotta get him to a trauma center, guys.
His quick thinking is now being credited for saving more officer lives that night.
It's just second nature to him.
And for helping officers on the streets quickly apprehend the suspects, not to mention getting Ella French and her partner to the hospital as quickly as possible.
Okay, listen, take that damn vest off right now and start compressing, start breathing, whatever we gotta do.
Today on social media, he posted, quote, "Even though this catastrophe took place under my watch, and as devastating as it was, I wouldn't have wanted to be anywhere else." He says he wants to use the attention he's getting to bring people together, saying our police officers are hurting each and every day because many of them feel unsupported, unloved, and on edge. No one wants to live like this, and no one should have to work like this.
That was Megan Dwyer reporting for us tonight. Now, the Office of Emergency Management and Communications will be formally recognizing Thornton down the road. He hopes to meet personally with Ella French's family to pay his respects personally.
Yeah, so as a police officer died, he ended up saving officers' lives. He took control. He's a dispatcher, not a cop, just a dispatcher. And because he worked at EMT, he was able to talk the officers through saving somebody's life. But again, this guy's kind of on the front lines for what the police officers go through. So in essence, he's a dispatcher. And I say this not because the two are the same. There are some similarities. Little similarities, not a lot. I used to be a dispatcher for a car and limousine service growing up. In fact, it was one of my first jobs when I moved into Manhattan when I was 20 years old. And being a dispatcher is just like any other job. It is what you expect it to be. You have to get people to certain places, get them through the fastest route, to get them to their customers, to get them picked up. Sometimes they'll be stuck in traffic. You give them an alternate route, find out what traffic is like, things like that. So in essence, you're very much involved with logistics. That's the job of a 911 dispatcher. You have to know every stretch of the city. Yeah, that's right. And he was an ex-officer too. You're 100% right, Keone. So he knows that the struggles that the officers are going through, and he has a relationship with these officers. He talks to them, they talk to him. As any other job, people complain on the job. So he has taken a personal effort, or made his personal effort, to get involved with what's going on as far as violence, as far as police, dispatching police to certain areas, people who have not been able to get police to certain areas in enough time. What's also a big problem in the Cook County area are police officers are traveling by themselves in patrol cars. There are not 2 manned patrol cars in plenty of areas. So they are sending cops to dangerous situations by themselves with no backup. Well, that's what this kid Thornton is trying to bring attention to, and he's calling out the mayor, Lori Lightfoot, for it.
It's outrageous, and I'm not happy.
Keith Thornton is a 911 dispatcher with the city of Chicago. Back in August, it was his composure on the night officers Ella French and Carlos Yanez were shot that first brought him notoriety.
While you're driving, the officer in the back with her, take the vest off, and start compressions now. You got the air.
Today, Thornton is again in the spotlight following this nearly 30-minute Facebook Live video, singling out the city's 16th police district, where he says on the night of December the 23rd, 9 of the 14 police units assigned there were down.
The ones that are white are the ones that have B cars. The ones that are scratched out, they're down. So you have no police coming.
Thornton points to the long line of squad cars parked outside the district this afternoon as evidence of what he says is a severe lack of personnel.
When I'm getting text messages from officers telling me that they're scared and afraid for their safety because they're working by themselves, and then the beat next to them would normally back them up, they're not even there because the cars are down, that's a problem. It's a safety concern.
So what is going on here? Area-wise, the 16th Police District is the city's largest, encompassing everything north of Belmont and west of Cicero. Much like the rest of the police department, the district has lost a significant number of officers over the last few years as retirements continue to outpace new hires. But while staffing is far from what department supporters would like to see, the current situation is described by some as a short-term, pandemic-related anomaly.
I know there's a COVID outbreak out there. I know we're down about 70 between COVID and duty layups and non-duty layups and no pay status. We want more bodies over here. We want more POs. I do not want to see 1 million cars out there.
Alderman Sposato telling ABC7 that he, along with the 7 others who represent the 16th District, will be meeting with Superintendent David Brown on Tuesday, where they hope to secure additional police officers for the district.
Yeah, so this guy's been calling out Lori Lightfoot because of the fact that there are police officers who are just saying, you know what, screw it, man. Just screw it. They don't have any support from the mayor's office. People are retiring in droves. And I talked to someone, again, I promised I wouldn't reveal him, but I spoke to him over Thanksgiving. He was here from Chicago. He is a retired police officer who currently works for campus police at a college in the heart of Chicago. He talks about what the state of policing is in Chicago, and it's bad. It's bad, it's violent, and because Lori Lightfoot has pretty much chosen who she's aligned with, and that is the community at large that is shooting itself up, and she hates police officers. In fact, I think she used to work for a law firm or something that used to pretty much go after cops. She was part of an organization that used to attack cops, not in a physical way, or not in a literal way, but in a litigation way. She was very, very critical of the police in her former capacity. Then she becomes mayor of Chicago and has always had that animus towards the police department, which is why the two of them don't get along. The police department just said, hey, I'm not working under this. This woman's going to be my boss. I'm not doing it. If something happens and somebody gets shot, if there's an altercation between an individual and the police department, they know that they don't have the backing of the mayor. So people are leaving. And the dispatchers had enough. So, it's either people are going to step up and say something to Lori Lightfoot or people are just going to leave. They've chosen the latter. Does anybody remember? Does anybody remember Rachel Maddow? Now, this is an important piece because people are demanding an apology from Rachel Maddow for the statement I'm about to play. But before I do that, I want to, if you don't mind, I need to give a little bit of a monologue here of sorts. We've become a society that believes that what people do and say is information. You might even argue that I say that what I do here is give you information. I would argue that what I do is other than to inform you of what's out there. I don't consider myself an authority. What I do here is opinion. It will always be opinion. And I will pretty much present evidence, if you will, like I would in a courtroom, to make my case. It's arguably something that you can hang your hat on or say, you know what, I'm going with Reese's opinion on that one, and say, you know what, I'll go there. But I give you the information that says, hey, you can go out there and you can have that debate if you want to. If you want to challenge it, you can come here and challenge it, and then I'll debate you about it. But I'm not going to say that what I do is here to give you information. It is to give you my opinion. Let's just put it that way. So I believe that anyone and everyone can do just that. It doesn't matter whether or not you've got 100 million followers. It doesn't matter whether or not you've got 2. But you're going to hear people in the next set. We're going to hear somebody in the next segment after I play this Rachel Maddow piece talk about LeBron James's 100 million followers and why that bothers them, why that's troublesome. I'll explain to you why you shouldn't have a problem with how many people follow him or Nicki Minaj or the President of the United States. It doesn't matter. But we need to stop calling it misinformation. That's not what it is. It's opinion. That's all it is. And everyone's entitled to it. So when I say that somebody gives their opinion, Rachel Maddow, what she's doing here is giving her opinion. She's not giving fact. How do we know that? Because we know Rachel Maddow is an idiot. How do we know? Feast your eyes.
We know that the vaccines work well enough that the virus stops with every vaccinated person.
Is that true? Is she giving an opinion? Of course not. She will make you think that she's spewing facts. Is she, though?
We know that the vaccines work well enough that the virus stops with every vaccinated person.
Now, Keone just typed in now, I love Rachel Maddow. Is Rachel Maddow telling the truth? No, she's not. Rachel Maddow is wrong. But she said that back in May. Or March. No, March. She was certain of it. We know, she says. We know. No, we don't. And many people argued that. But she was absolutely certain. So Rachel Maddow was giving opinion. I don't think she should apologize to anything, to anyone. That's who she is. But I say that because Michelle Beale, who used to be on ESPN, she used to do The Jump or some nonsense like that. I know she used to do another ESPN show, a Get Up, before, before Greenlee took over the show. But she quit, or she got fired, or some nonsense like that. Well, she's on a podcast talking about LeBron James. She hates LeBron James. Apparently, she's got an animus towards LeBron James because LeBron tried to get her fired from ESPN. So she's got a little, she's rubbed the wrong way about LeBron. You can hear it in her voice when she talks about LeBron. But she's very upset about LeBron's little post that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, as I hear now, chimed in on. It's a picture, a tweet, that shows 3 different Spider-Mans pointing at each other, and they say flu, COVID, cold. Right? They're pointing at each other. And Michelle Beale is upset at LeBron James for this, and she's also upset about the stupid team he picked for the Lakers because they're abysmal. But here's what she had to say.
I mean, it's really just not a weekend without somebody doing something stupid. And whether it's Antonio Brown not understanding that you're going to have to answer questions, you can't just pretend like football goes on. Or in the case of LeBron James, tweeting out or posting a meme insinuating COVID, flu, and the cold are all the same thing. That one got me. That one pissed me off.
So what? You notice that? She said, that pissed me off. Really?
Insinuating COVID, flu, and the cold are all the same thing. That one got me. That one pissed me off.
But why did it piss off Michelle Bead? Is it Beald? Yeah, Beald. Or Beetle. Who gives a shit?
That. A since deleted post. Because what is more ballsy than posting something uber controversial only to erase it minutes later, however many days later. Anyways, if you missed it, it was the old Spider-Man meme, the pointing at each other. Oh, it's you, it's me, it's us. And it was the flu, the cold, the COVID. And this was after the Spurs game in which they got their heinies handed to them. And they had, 12 players only available for that game. Now, this is not special to the Lakers. I think the Pistons playing the Spurs yesterday had, I believe, 9 players available to play. So this is not just a Lakers thing. I think what makes it a Lakers thing is that the Lakers are supposed to be better, and they are actually, if you've watched their games, lousy. It is not a fun team to watch, and they're starting to feel all that. LeBron probably feeling it more than everyone because he's the one that put the stupid team together. Now, that being said, the meme itself was so irresponsible, and these are those times where stop asking these guys anything important. Stop asking them what they think about the world. Stop asking them about their medical opinion. Stop asking them about China. You're never going to get an answer you want to hear. Why? That's not their forte. You want to know something about basketball? Go ask him that. But the thing about LeBron is he's put himself in this position where he's made himself the speaker on all matters global.
Now, I'm not going to deny that that's a fact. LeBron knows that he's never going to be Michael Jordan. He knows that. He's made his peace with that. No matter how many times or ways people have tried to compare him to him, he knows he will never be Michael Jordan. He's just LeBron James. He's never going to be Kobe. He's just LeBron James. And he's decided he's got a niche. And that's where he's going to stick, and that is social justice warrior LeBron James. I'm going to drive up to a poverty charity in my $100,000 Ferrari. That's who LeBron James is. But this Michelle Beadle is angered about this.
And it is moments like this where you're reminded that is the dumbest damn thing you could have posted. Whether you believe it or not, that's fine. But he has 106 million followers.
And that's their problem. He's got 106 million followers. And she won't tell you this, but I'll tell you what she'll tell you when no one else is looking, is that if you're a LeBron James follower, you're stupid. He's a basketball player. And you're probably just a dumb jock, or you're some person who's living vicariously through your favorite basketball player, and you like hearing the nonsense that he spews. You're not actually an educated person if you follow LeBron James. Like, you're not following, Henry Kissinger, right? You're not, you're not following Neil deGrasse Tyson. You're following LeBron James. You're probably a dumb wannabe jock. So she's worried that what he is saying to those people is going to influence them to not take COVID seriously. That bothers her. Because he's got followers. And they believe that followers are tantamount to people, the zombie apocalypse. That's what she believes. Of course she's expressing, I'm saying that she's expressing her opinion, but this is what she believes. Why is she so concerned about how many followers he has? Why is that even brought up? If she believes that what LeBron James said was stupid, just call it stupid and move on. But she's talking about how it's irresponsible. How's it irresponsible for him to have an opinion? Why is it irresponsible for him to express his opinion? She's doing it herself. She is on a podcast expressing her opinion, her dismay, her disappointment in what LeBron James posted.
Damn thing you could have posted. Whether you believe it or not, that's fine. But he has 106 million followers. And so for those people who are actually still suffering, or family members who have suffered, or people who don't believe the severity of what this can be, and then you post something like that, basically validating all the stupid things they've already thought, well, good job. Now you're...
See, validating the stupid things that they've already thought. She's already condemned them. She already thinks that you're a LeBron follower, you must be stupid. And there's 106 million of them out there. Why be outraged at that?
Part of the problem. Your team sucks. I get it. You're frustrated. You did this to yourself. You decided to sign the cocoon roster and decide that was going to be the new thing for the Lakers, and it's not working. You got your asses handed to you by the Spurs, but P.S., the Spurs have also surprised a bunch of people, so you sit down with that one. When I saw that post, I went, oh no. And then you delete it. I don't know if somebody got to him. I'm always kind of curious when famous people delete things, if somebody got to them or if they had a moment of clarity.
Yeah, so I don't even understand why she's so pissed off. Well, actually, yes, I do. He's got more followers than her. But she called them stupid. That's all. And she pretty much just revealed that they're dumb. And they're going to believe what he said. That drives her nuts. I'm just making a point. Kamala Harris may have done the smartest thing in the world, folks. And that is not blame her race or her gender for why people have a very low opinion of her. Probably because she knew that it would hurt her if she were to say something that dumb. But it didn't stop this CBS reporter from asking her.
No, I don't believe I'm being set up to fail. But more Democrats, but more important, I'm Vice President of the United States. Anything that I handle is because it's a tough issue, and it couldn't be handled at some other level.
Is the fact that you're a woman and the fact that you are a minority in this office part of why there is such scrutiny?
Yes. Is it because you're a woman? Is it because you're a woman of color that there is so much scrutiny? Yes. Because we were told that because you were a woman and because you were a black woman, you could do this job better than anybody. Yes. We were told right off the bat, because you are a woman and because you are a black woman, you could do this job better than a white man could. Yes, there's a high level of scrutiny just because of that. It had to be a woman of color, we were told. It had to be. If we're going to get somebody in office, we have to have a woman of color. We need a woman of color's perspective. We have to get it done. We must get it done. Kamala Harris is the nominee, even though she only got 1%. 1%. That's why she dropped out of the primaries before they even began. Before the first vote was cast, she dropped out. She was a nominee for 24 minutes. Yes, there's a high level of scrutiny.
I'll leave that for others to deal with. I have a job to do, and I'm going to get that job done.
She has a job to do. She's going to get that job done. I have a job to do, and I'm going to get that job done. You can't sit up here and tell me that the reason why we hired her was because she's a woman, because she's a black woman, and then wonder whether or not she's being scrutinized too harshly because she is both those things that we hired her for in the first place. It got to be out your mind. People are silly. Anyway, I've got to play this. So, do I have enough time? No, I don't. Maybe I should just play this tomorrow. Rubber says, the border. That's right. She was told she could do that job better than anybody else, but she can't. Yeah, I'm going to have to get out of here. I will do... Do they really think that parents should not have a say in their children's education? I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. I'm going to save that for tomorrow's show. And we are going to play an interview with Nicole, what's her name? Nicole Hannah-Jones from the 1619 Project, talking to Chuck Todd from Meet the Depressed. We'll talk about that tomorrow. This woman believes that parents should not have a say in their children's education, and I'm going to show tomorrow why I know that's bullshit. So I don't have enough time to do that. Yeah, it does fly by when you're having fun. It sure does. Anyway, you know what that sound is, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for us to get out of here. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your minds. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning. So plan your work and work your plan. I'm Reese on the radio. Have a good night and a pleasant tomorrow. And I hope that we see you here tomorrow too. I might show up late. It's going to be a long day tomorrow. Thank you, Valcine. I appreciate you. Be back here tomorrow. Come back. I'll even shave for you. Spruce this damn thing up. I love you. Be good to each other. Holler.